Hey, if you're a seven-figure entrepreneur drowning in sales team chaos, this is for you. You don't need more closers, you need fewer people doing the right jobs. Most entrepreneurs think scaling sales means hiring more bodies. That's exactly why they're stuck managing a circus instead of running a business. Guys, here's the big problem. The traditional setter closer model is broken. It was designed for a world that doesn't exist anymore. You hire setters to book appointments, you hire closers to close deals. You end up with 60 people on payroll. Half of them don't show up to work on time. The other half can't hit quotas. Your show up rates are terrible. Your close rates are worse. And you're spending every waking hour managing drama instead of growing your company. Guys, hey, if you don't know me, my name is Robbie Summers. Personally, I've done over $100 million in high ticket sales. I've trained sales teams that have literally generated hundreds of millions more. And here's the crazy part. I did it all by breaking the number one rule every sales guru teaches. Let me show you why the old model is dead and what replaced it. 3 facts that prove the setter-closer model is dying. Fact 1, buyers don't want to talk to your sales team. Gartner found that 61% of B2B buyers prefer a rep-free buying experience. 73% actively avoid suppliers that send irrelevant outreach. Your prospects are hiding from you, not because they don't want to buy, because most sales reps waste their time. Fact 2, the setter job is being automated out of existence. Scheduling, reminders, follow-up sequences, first-pass qualifications, all of it can be handled by software now. Companies are cutting entire SDR teams and replacing them with workflows. If your setter is just booking appointments, you're paying someone to do what a robot does better. You can hire a robot to do it better and you don't pay them as much. That's awesome. Fact 3, closers are becoming a cost center unless they create certainty. Most revenue today comes from warm inbound leads. Educated buyers who've already done their research, they don't need to be closed. They need someone to help them feel confident in their decision. They need somebody to help walk them through the fear of, I'm making a big purchase, I'm making a big decision, and it's the right decision. They need help with that. If you're still running high pressure closing tactics, you're fighting a battle that's already over. Guys, the 60-person nightmare that I had, let me tell you what happened when we had way too many people. I was working with Russell Brunson. Russell was running this launch model. He'd create a new product, the product would skyrocket, we get flooded with leads, thousands of them, and we panic. We thought the problem was we didn't have enough people to work the leads. So we hired more closers and more setters. We ended up with 60 people on this team. It was chaos. People were stepping on each other's toes. Leads were getting called multiple times by different reps. Some leads weren't getting called at all. The quality rate of conversions tanked. Our dollar per lead was terrible. Close rates dropped. And here, Russell and I were spending our time managing drama instead of growing the business. Here's what we learned. The problem wasn't that we didn't have enough people. The problem was our marketing and our qualification. We should have turned the marketing down. We should have staged the lead flow. We should have been more strategic about who we let into the funnel. Instead, we tried to solve a system problems with headcount, and it nearly broke us. Problems don't get solved by hiring more people. That's when everything changed. We went from 60 people down to 3. The conductor role is not a setter books appointments. A conductor builds relationships and qualifies hard. They're the gatekeeper to your calendar. Their job is to make sure only the right people get through. They gather the contacts your closer needs. They create momentum before the call even happens. They enforce standards. If someone isn't ready, they don't get access to your committer. That's the difference. See, a setter is just trying to fill your calendar. A conductor is trying to protect it. When you have a conductor doing real qualification, your show-up rates skyrocket because the people who book are actually committed. They've already invested time and energy. They've answered questions. They've shared their goals. They've earned the meeting. Here's what a conductor does that would get them fired at a traditional sales organization. They say no. They tell prospects they're not ready. They push back on people who aren't qualified. Most sales orgs would lose their minds. But here's the truth. They're not leaving money on the table. When you let unqualified people on your calendar, you waste everybody's time. Your closer gets burned out. Your close rate drops. Your reputation takes a hit. A conductor protects all of that. They use technology to message people. They use technology to call people. They use automation to qualify leads before a human ever touches them. And because of that, only the right leads make it through. The committer role is not a closer. A closer tries to persuade. A committer facilitates decisions. Their job is to remove uncertainty. They surface decision criteria. They map out stakeholders. They identify perceived risks. They create a clear decision path, and they confirm a committed next step. This is why you only need 3 committers instead of 60 closers, because the committer isn't doing the heavy lifting, the system is. You could have one conductor actually, with the right systems in place, handling 5 committers. That's totally backwards, totally upside down. By the time someone gets to a committer, they're already 90% ready to go. The committer just helps them feel confident enough to say yes, get them through the fear, and get them to the finish line. Here's the thing that most people don't understand. A great closer and a great committer are not the same person. I've fired closers who were crushing quotas because they didn't fit the committer role. They were still trying to persuade, they're still using pressure tactics. They were still making it all about them instead of the buyer. We have to make it about the customer, the client. We have to make it about the buyer, not us. They've got to be empathetic. They've got to ask better questions. They need to listen more than they talk. And they need to help the buyer feel safe making a decision. That's a completely different skill set. I get a 95% show up rate on my calls. And here's the secret, it's not a sales skill problem, it's a commitment design problem. Most no-shows happen because the prospect never really committed in the first place. They clicked a button, they picked the time, but they didn't invest anything. So when the day comes, they ghost. That's how we fix it. Step one, fast response. When a lead submits, they get confirmation immediately. A human reaches out within minutes when possible. Speed creates urgency, speed to lead. Step two is micro commitments. We don't just book the call and disappear. We ask them to confirm. We ask them to pick their top priority. We ask them to answer a question. Each small step increases their commitment. Step three, pre-call value. We send a short video or a resource, a white paper, 10 top things that everybody does to XYZ, whatever it is, before the meeting. Something that makes them feel like they're going to get value and help to their goals and their dreams, not a chore. So now when they show up on the call with me, they're looking to it. They're excited. They want to be talking to me. Now, while they're looking for it, we move into step four, and that's a clear meeting frame. We tell them exactly what's going to happen on the call, what to prepare, what decision could be made. No surprises. Step five, multi-channel reminders, text, email, phone calls, every way that we possibly can, 24 to 48 hours before. And also, we even do 10 minutes before the call with the Zoom link in it. Easy reschedule paths. I don't want to make it so easy that they can just reschedule, but I do want them to reschedule because I understand life happens. And I'd much rather have a reschedule than a no-show. And that's how we consistently hit 95% or higher, not because we're better at sales, because we remove the reasons why people no-show. Our tech stack, it's really what makes it possible. Tyler Clark has created this tech stack, and my scale flow is amazing. You can't run this on Google Sheets and a prayer. You got to have a system. Capture and route everything. Forms, inbound messages, chat, call tracking, company enrolled data based on and send it to the right conductor. Layer two is get the right commitment automation, calendar schedule, confirmation, text and email sequence, micro commitment workflows. Layer three, your CRM with stage definitions that match conductor and committer. We have pipelines and scorecards, call intelligence, objection tagging, proposal templates, ROI calculators, e-signatures, and payment links. Guys, this isn't about buying expensive software. It's about building an assembly line for commitment. Every piece of the stack removes friction. Every automation protects your team's time. Every workflow increases the quality of your people who reach your committers. And why this changes everything, here's the truth most sales gurus won't tell you. If your funnel needs any army of closers, your funnel is the problem. Scaling sales headcount is a tax on unclear positioning and weak qualification. The highest ROI move you can make is redesigning these three things: your qualification gates, your pre-call education, and your decision collateral. When you fix those, you don't need 60 people. You need a few great committers. You need a strong conductor and a system that does the rest. When we made this shift with Russell, everything changed. We went from managing 60 people to managing 2. Our show-up rates went from 70% to 95%. Our close rates doubled, and Russell got his life back. He wasn't spending his days putting out fires or trying to find 3,000 leads a week. He was building his business. Guess what happened shortly after that? ClickFunnels was thought of, designed, built, multi-million, billion-dollar industry and business. Guys, this is the future of high-ticket sales. System-led, rep assist. The system creates certainty at scale, human show up only at high leverage moments to affirm the decision. Closing is mostly done before the call. The call is where the buyers borrow certainty and you get them over their fear. So here's my question for you. How many people on your sales team are doing work a scale system could do better? If you want to see exactly how to build a tech stack and automation that makes this model work, watch the next video on this topic. Like my channel below. Thanks, guys.